machine intelligence is starting to get better than us at stuff that we have up to now considered our domain, the potential for societal disruption is big. So if you're a lawyer or an accountant or something that's a fairly rigorous but rules-based high-skill job today, those things are probably at risk because it's quite easy even now to see how the technologies that are coming could supplant those.
What is new is that we see a new type of robots coming in. We see more service robots coming in for example, surgery. Da Vinci robot as one example. We see service robot like vacuum cleaners. We do see service robots are helping people to eat when they are in need of help for eating. We see also software robots coming in and taking over some of the tasks of public administrators. So I would say one thing, there's nothing new in robots as such. We have them for 30 to 40 years. But the new thing is that they are coming in and redefine service and software. And that's really fascinating. That's where we see the big thing happening in terms of employment.
What happens now? Now we live in a world surrounded by programmable objects. Many of the things that we do on a regular day are governed by algorithms. The type of things we find when we search, what we buy, what we even if we have sex in any given night, it's governed by Tinder algorithms. So there's an algorithm for everything. Understanding how to talk to an algorithm or how to talk to a programmable object becomes paramount.
We used to argue, what can robots do that humans could do now? So the discussion would be different. What can I do that the robots can do?
We need to know what the market actually needs, what the employers need, and we have to understand better the skill and competences that the worker do have. I think we have made a lot of progress in assessing better the competence, the skills of the worker, inter alia also using the adult skills survey of the OECD. I think the other important gap we definitely have to fill is to know more about what the market needs, what the company needs, not only at the national level, but actually, if possible, at a more granular level, at the level of regions or local labour markets.
Having the right skills empowers each of us economically. It allows us to be more agile, flexible and resilient in the constant changing labour market. It also helps us to improve our earning power and allows us better job satisfaction. And more importantly, it also helps us to improve all of our self-confidence and self-esteem.
Where all the evidence converges is that skills in the area of social intelligence and creative intelligence will be in more and more demand, in particular because it's very hard for computers and robots at the moment to replicate these skills. And by that we mean all the skills related to social interaction, especially if they are complex, like for example in a multicultural environment, or the skills related to coming up with really new ideas, something entirely novel.
Indeed, the evidence we have provided here at the OECD suggests that it is not only about one type of skills for the future, but we need to have bundles of skills. And it's not trivial for people to understand how to get them and how to get formed in the right direction. So I think a number of initiatives will need to be put in place to address this issue. One of them, for instance, is to increase awareness of training possibilities. Another important thing would be to break silos. How can we expect that people have a formation that merges different types of skills if educational settings are not prepared to provide them with this kind of education?
It is very important that there's a better communication between the world of education and the world of employment, and also that there are opportunities for young people to experience work while they're still in school. Everything to do with apprenticeships, for example, where they can learn not only the technical skills related to a job, but also the social skills that are needed in the workplace.
Employers have to play a major role in lifelong learning. It starts when we recruit people, and it's obvious that at the beginning of their career, these people will focus on data collection, they will focus on business models, they will do some type of in-depth analysis. But after, when they will develop, they will need to learn about managing people and about leadership. So this is the reason why, as an employer, we need to keep training our employees constantly. And we do that online, we do that with physical trainings. We also have to promote mobility, because our people, sometimes they want to shift in their career, they want to do something completely different, and we need to help them to do that, to coach them, to drive them in the right direction, and to incentivize them, to retain them, because it costs a lot of money for us to recruit our best people, so we need to keep them.
Looking at current education systems, public education, and seeing, is it meeting the needs of people of all ages, and revisit the programming to help ensure that people have a way to get back into school to update their skills from time to time and continue learning. All too often, education ends with a degree, and yet that's really just the beginning of life.
So what's the future role of the lawyer, or the accountant, or the oncologist, or the doctor, the general practitioner, right? It's hard to say, but watch this space.